Every epic story has a beginning, right? But sometimes the best way in is through one single incredible detail. Today, we're jumping into a tale from the ancient Mahabharata, a story about gods and demons all locked in this massive struggle for immortality. And it all centers on a plan so huge, so audacious, it was literally going to churn the cosmos itself. Our story kicks off not with a battle, but with a creature, this absolutely breathtaking divine horse named Uchchaisravas. The text calls him a marvelous jewel, a being so magnificent that even the gods themselves worship him. But it's that last part that really cracks our story wide open. He came into being when the cosmic ocean was churned for Amrita, the nectar of immortality. And that one line just leaves us with this giant question. I mean, how in the world do you churn an entire ocean? And what could possibly be so important that the gods would even try to do something like that? The answer isn't really in the how, but in the why. And that story begins long before any churning ever started. Okay, so for a plan this big, you need a pretty spectacular stage. And for the gods, that stage was Mount Meru. Now, this wasn't just some mountain of rock and ice. Oh no, this was a cosmic pillar of unimaginable size and beauty, the very center point where the fate of the heavens was about to be decided. Try to picture this. A place that doesn't just look tall, but is described as a stack of blazing light, so high it literally kisses Devaloka, the realm of the heavens. That's Meru. It's a place no mortal can ever reach, and it's covered in these magical, life-giving herbs. This isn't just a meeting spot, it's a powerhouse, the perfect place for the gods to get together when the stakes are, universe-alteringly high. And it was right here on this incredible, jeweled peak that the Devas, the celestial beings we usually just call gods, gathered for a meeting. And this was no casual get-together. They were there because they were facing a really, really big problem. So, you might be wondering, why would these all-powerful gods be anxious about anything? Well, it turns out that even for celestial beings, existence wasn't a guarantee. They were haunted by one single, huge vulnerability, and it drove them to seek the ultimate prize, immortality. Yeah, for all their power, the Devas were not truly immortal. They could be hurt, they could be defeated, and they could fade away. So their one great desire, the thing they wanted more than anything, was to find a way to secure their existence forever by getting their hands on the legendary nectar of immortality. So what exactly is this stuff they're after? It's called Amrita. It's a divine substance, this liquid that grants absolute, undeniable immortality to anyone who drinks it. This is, without a doubt, the ultimate prize in the entire cosmos. So the desperate gods are up on their mountain, trying to figure this all out, when they get some counsel from an even higher power, the great god Narayana. He saw their fear, and he offered them a way forward. But it was a plan that was as brilliant as it was dangerous, a cosmic gamble with literally everything on the line. Narayana's command was as simple as it was world-changing. O Devas, churn the Kshirosaga. He promised them that if they could pull off this seemingly impossible task, they wouldn't just find the Amrita, they'd also uncover divine medicines and unimaginable jewels, treasures hidden in the very fabric of creation. And just like Mount Meru, the location for this whole operation is no ordinary place. The Kshirosagar is the cosmic ocean of milk. Think of it like a primordial, mystical source, the wellspring of creation itself, where all sorts of divine wonders and treasures can emerge from. So Narayana laid out this wild four-step plan. Step 1, and this is the real shocker, they had to make an alliance with their eternal enemies, the Asuras. Only with their combined strength could they even hope to churn the great ocean of milk. Step 3, all kinds of treasures would emerge. But the final prize, the one that made it all worth it, was step 4, get the Amrita and finally become immortal. Let's just pause on this for a second, because this truce is unthinkable. The Devas and the Asuras are locked in this constant rivalry. But Narayana's plan absolutely depends on them putting that cosmic war on hold for a common goal. And why? Because the Devas alone just weren't strong enough to churn an entire ocean. They needed the Asuras' power. This is purely a temporary alliance born out of mutual desperation. So the stage is set. The plan is in motion. You've got this alliance of bitter rivals all chasing the same ultimate prize. But when you have gods and their sworn enemies working side by side, united only by ambition, you really have to ask yourself, what could possibly go wrong?